Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. Can you confirm everybody can hear me okay? It says you can, but I just like to confirm now. But thank y'all so much for joining. This might be, correct me if I'm wrong, but this might be our first live stream of a Sussex style. But I mean, that dress more than deserved it. I absolutely loved Meghan's dress at the 15% Pledge Gala. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so y'all can't hear me. Thank you for confirming. But that dress at the 15% Pledge Gala was absolutely show-stopping. First of all, the color was officially listed as oyster, but I looked at it and saw pink. Obviously, it's a shade or a hue of pink. But when I saw it, I was just like, Princess Pink, full on formal. I could not have asked for anything more. And then, of course, y'all know, if you've been here for a while, you know that I absolutely love a good bun and I love a good chignon. And I have a whole video dedicated to Meghan's best chignons, which I have to update now because she's delivered several since I made that video that absolutely need to be added to the list. So she looked absolutely stunning. Hi, Frugally Fine Vixen. I absolutely love your name, Frugally Fine Vixen. I know that's right. Put it all out there. You know what you're getting. But I could not agree more. She absolutely looked stunning. She was glowing. She just looked like she was super happy and just happy to be there. And I couldn't think of a more fitting event during Black History Month. I was like, this is so perfect. And I talk a little bit more about the alignment of the month, the dress, the designer, the inspiration, Meghan, the activity or the event. All of it was in perfect alignment. And so we definitely have to talk more about that. In the meantime, before we get to the first segment, if you haven't already, please don't forget to go ahead and like this video or live stream, not video. Like this video or live stream. Feel free to share so that more people can join us before we close out for the day. And feel free to comment and subscribe. I think that's everything. If I forgot something, y'all let me know. But she absolutely looked amazing. Thank y'all so much for being here. I want to go ahead and comment to a few of you. Welcome, Katie Bolden B. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I hope you enjoy the exclusive content and all the perks, and I appreciate the support. I also want to start by saying thank you so much to Nick Mack and Leola Brown for the Cash Apps and supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. Y'all don't have to do that, so when you do, I really do appreciate it. And welcome all new members and new Patreon patrons. I hope you're enjoying the content. Hi, Gwendolyn Daniel. It's good to see you. I am doing wonderfully. I hope you are doing well as well. Hi, Paulette. Paulette Clough says, or Chloe, I'm sorry. Hello, Sharion, and everyone. Have a blessed evening. You as well. Thank you so much for being here. Before we get started, I also wanted to show something from Amelia Noyes. I feature her art here a bunch. I absolutely love her artwork. But y'all, check this out. Is this not gorgeous? Look, it's an animated version of Meghan's dress and Meghan on the red carpet. This is so beautiful. You can find her at I am Noyes, Noyes. I'll put it in the chat over on Instagram. As soon as Meghan pops out in anything, a picture, a red carpet, a video, whatever, she creates an animated portrait of it. And she has this beautiful website of artwork of hers that you can purchase some of it, I believe, but you can also just look at her Instagram. And she does this for a lot of the royals, but my favorite is by far, obviously, Meghan and Harry. She has a lot of their couples moments too that are just forever put in this animated or this animated version of it. And I just think it's so beautiful that she does that. So this was her most recent artwork that she put up. And I could not start this live stream without anything else or with anything else. This is so beautiful. Again, her name is I am Noyes, and I'll put it in the comment section during our next segment. Anyway, so we're going to get to the next segment. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and let's get started. Of course, we have to start with sentiments directly from Vogue. Anna Cafolla penned the article titled, Meghan Sussex Embraces Old Hollywood Glamour to Go Solo at the 15% Pledge Gala. It was a glitzy, glamorous, gaiety-filled evening at the 2026 15% Pledge fundraising gala in Los Angeles last night. Meghan Sussex chose to fly solo and match the star-studded crowd's vibe with her own striking gown. Meghan walked the minty green carpet wearing a strapless, oyster-colored gown by Harbison Studio with a black-piped sweetheart neckline and structured column skirt. A dramatic add-on was a voluminous black velvet and silk shawl with an extra-long and undulated train, with black strappy Stuart Weitzman sandals and black and diamond drop earrings. Her glam was kept simple and elegant, fluttery black lashes and a soft smoky eye, a glossy pink-nude lip, and her hair pulled back in a chic chignon. I actually have a video dedicated to Meghan's best chignons. I gotta redo that because she's pulled out some showstoppers since I made that video. It was a dramatic look for the Duchess, who spends most of her time in a more whimsical domestic-style rhythm, organic hues and linens, Suzanne and Doan separates, albeit elevated with Cartier bracelets and Hermes sandals, as seen on her Netflix show With Love Meghan, and when she's promoting her companion lifestyle brand as ever on Instagram, the Meghan Sussex Montecito Mom staples reign supreme. Last month, Meghan and her husband Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, made a surprise royal cameo at Sundance Film Festival in Utah. While Sundance's red carpet often sees celebrities in their most subversive winter fashions and cozy but cool looks, the royals opted to have a more muted, monochromatic, matching couple-style moment. Meghan, for one, in a chocolate brown Anine Bean wrap coat and a black flared skinny jeans from Veronica Beard. The couple attended the premiere of Cookie Queens, a movie produced by their very own Archwell Productions. That's not to say the royal has lost her touch for a glitzy outing or striking red carpet moment when it matters. Back in November, she opted to combine a black turtleneck and high-slitted Brandon Maxwell skirt for Kris Jenner's black tie 70th birthday celebration. She also made her Paris Fashion Week debut for the special occasion of Pier Paolo Piccioli's first runway show at Balenciaga, dressing in a sleek and silky white cape look. The 2026 15% Pledge Gala, which encourages major retailers to dedicate 15% of their shelf space to Black-owned businesses, saw Meghan join the likes of Law Roach, Emma Grede, Halle Bailey, Olandria Carthan, Winnie Harlow, Keke Palmer, and Kelly Rowland. The evening was hosted by founder Abby Phillip and honored Tina Knowles for her work in empowering Black communities and creators. I also want to add that Chloe Bailey was also in attendance, and I'm not really sure why they would note Halle was there but not Chloe. Maybe that was just a mistake. Anyway, it was a huge turnout. I really look up to everyone involved with the 15% pledge. I've been following them for a very long time. They've done some amazing work. And prior to the gala, they had an all-day outdoor festival, and that looked incredible. If you had an opportunity to attend either the outdoor festival or the gala, feel free to let me know in the live chat or comment section below and tell me how it was to be there in person. Anyway, Meghan looked phenomenal, as did everyone. She was absolutely stunning, and y'all know I am a sucker for a true-to-heart princess moment, and Meghan absolutely delivered. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the live chat or the comment section below. She looked stunning. I thought she looked so beautiful, and I felt like everybody looked really good. My second favorite look of the night after Meghan's was definitely Olandria Carthan's. She's from Love Island, and she is now a model, and she's dating this really awesome guy named Nick. I'm a big Nick Olandria fan, and it was so great to see her there too. We saw Tina Knowles. And actually, I think what happened with Vogue, I think they got Chloe and Halle mixed up because I didn't see any photos of Halle Bailey there. If y'all saw Halle Bailey there, let me know, but I didn't see her. I only saw Chloe. But there were a lot of amazing stars and a lot of really great people and public figures who were there. And it's a really great cause. If you got to attend any of the 15th pledge or 15% pledge gala or any of their activities, let me know in the comment section below. Hi, Mina Ruth. It's good to see you. Mina Ruth says, yes, she looked gorgeous as always. Absolutely. I didn't even know she was going to be there. I think that's the part that surprised me the most, because usually we have some kind of idea if, you know, Meghan's associated with something or all of her friends were there. Shoot, everybody that was there that I saw was like, oh, you know, they did this together and she was on a podcast of that. And they were So I saw a bunch of people that she knew. So I'm not surprised that she was there, but I didn't even know that that was something that she would attend. And the same thing with Baby to Baby. The Sussexes move in silence. And so we just have to wait until we see what's next. I'm enjoying this. I'm loving this era, and it's going quite well. But yeah, they pull things off seamlessly without any kind of a hunch or any kind of a leak, which again, I don't want to make it about that. But when I see these moments where it's just Meghan attending a really great event, with all the planning that had to have taken place, I mean, the dress, all of it, which we'll get into the dress a little bit more later. But with all the things that took place, I just always find it so funny when people have these like leaks and these sources. And I'm like, y'all didn't even know she was going to attend Baby to Baby. You didn't even know that she was going to Kris Jenner's party. Y'all didn't even know, like, everything they've done in the past year has been a surprise to all the people that claim to know them so well that they have this insider information. I always just find that to be so comical. At some point, I would stop making myself look so silly, but they have no shame. But anyway, keep the comments coming. We'll continue the conversation on the other side. And I have one more segment with a little bit more information on the dress as well as the inspiration for it. So the designer gave a comment or a statement about the inspiration behind the dress and Meghan's preference, which he incorporated seamlessly. So let's get into that. This look wasn't just the ultimate princess moment for me, but it was also something a lot more special and sentimental to Meghan Sussex, according to Harbison Studio, the designers behind the dress. Meghan Sussex specifically requested to pay homage to Zelda Wynne Valdez. According to designer Charles Harbison, Meghan specifically requested the historical reference for the evening. The late designer broke barriers as one of the first Black women to open a boutique on Broadway in New York City and famously designed for Josephine Baker, Ella Fitzgerald, and Mae West. She's continued to inspire modern stars, including Zendaya, who wore a recreation of a dress Wynne Valdez created for Joyce Bryant to the 2025 Golden Globes. Quote, "I thought it would be lovely with a soft silk velvet robe, and the proportions were an ode to Zelda Wynne Valdez, as Meghan requested," Harbison said. I think that's very special, especially due to the 15% pledge and what they're all about, but also it's Black History Month. So I find that to be in such alignment. Started in 2020 by designer Aurora James, the 15% Pledge organization encourages retailers to dedicate at least 15% of their shelf space to Black-owned businesses. I also wanted to share a little bit of the background of Harbison Studio. Their origin is just so unique and interesting. On their About page of their website, harbison.studio, it says, after initial study in architecture, Charles completed his undergraduate studies in fiber arts and textile science at North Carolina State University and postgraduate study at Parsons School of Design and Fashion. Educated in both the arts and sciences, Charles has developed a uniquely informed understanding of the fundamentals of design, the principles of aesthetics, and the complex science behind fabrics and materials. With a year abroad researching Central Asian textiles and an initial career in luxury textile design, Charles began his women's wear fashion career in New York City and continues to build Harbison Studio from Los Angeles. As a highly sought-after designer, Charles launched Harbison Studio as an optimistic luxury brand rooted in style, play, and intellect in Los Angeles in 2021. Alongside his design work, Charles has led conversations at MOMA and the Barnes Foundation. And with art, culture, and sustainability at its core, Harbison Studio has garnered international acclaim and clientele, debuting a sustainability-minded collaboration with Banana Republic in 2021, expanding into global distribution and sales, and earning recognition from Vogue, the CFDA, and countless Hollywood celebrities. In addition to Harbison Studio, the collection pieces are now available at Bergdorf Goodman, Moda Operandi, and the Conservatory in Dallas. Woo-hoo. I also wanted to just circle back to something. Sustainability. Being eco-friendly and sustainable is one of Meghan and Harry's top priorities. I also love that she worked with a Black designer for during Black History Month and for the cause, the 15% Pledge. It all just feels like such alignment and so much thought and care put into this look. Not only was it beautiful, not only was it sentimental, but it was also very conscious. Way to go, Meghan. You guys let me know your thoughts about the look as well as the background on the dress, the inspiration, and the designer in the comment section or live chat below. Thank you so much for watching the Sharion Sade YouTube channel. I appreciate you watching my content. If you haven't already, please don't forget to go ahead and like this video by hitting the thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe by hitting the subscribe button. And don't forget to comment along the way. If you feel so inclined, please don't forget to share so that more people can find us. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Now let's get back to the video. Okay, so I love the history of the dress. I really like intention. Meghan has always been very intentional with her fashion. This is something that she has spoken about quite a few times about what her messaging is through her style, through her fashion, and through her looks. And I just felt like the inspiration for the dress, the designer, the event, and of course it's Black History Month. I just thought all of it was so conscious and considerate. And is that not Meghan? But just the dress itself, I just thought it was so beautiful. I love the shape of it or the silhouette of it. And I thought it complemented her very well. I would have to say, aside from the pink or the oyster black combo, which I loved, my favorite part of the outfit itself, not necessarily the look overall, but the outfit itself, was the shawl. Did you notice that it was sleeves? Like, it actually had jacket sleeves. So when I first saw it, let me see if I have a photo that I can pull up. When I first saw the dress, here we go. Let's use this picture. Here we go. Okay, sorry about that. So when I first saw the dress, I didn't realize that this was actually sleeves with actual cuffs on it. Is that not creative? I genuinely thought it was just an over-the-arm shawl, which would have been beautiful as well. But this is actually sleeves on this. Just those little details, I'm sure, made it way more comfortable. So she wasn't pulling it. That's the only thing about shawls that kind of give me angst, is what to do with them when I don't want to just crook my arms like this. But this actually has sleeves. So this is suited to her or fitted on her like an actual jacket. That was actually genius. And the length of it and the dramatic train, perfect. 10/10, no notes. I have no feedback outside of stunning. I also really like the earrings, the larger sized earrings. We're really used to seeing Meghan don a nice stud or something kind of small and subtle, but I thought the fact that she went with no necklace, she had her hair pulled back, that was the perfect moment and the perfect canvas for a nice bauble or a nice earring. The whole look was beautiful. I absolutely love the shoes. And then something else with all of this fabric, the dress is all the way down. It's a very long dress. And then of course you have this train. You still have this really nice slit in the back that gives you a little bit of a peekaboo leg. It's just those little details that I love. I love that they put so much intention behind this dress. If you have a favorite aspect of this look, let me know. What is it that jumps out to you about this look? I love the whole look, but I definitely have to say the sleeves on the shawl was just a moment where I was like, that was considerate. Never would have thought about that. And then the slit at the back, just a little hint. I thought that was perfect. Oh, let me get to some of y'all's comments. I'm so sorry. I haven't even been reading the comments. Let me get over here. Hi, Denise Opara. Denise says, our beautiful Duchess. Princess Meghan was stunning. Biggest fashion icon today. Listening from Greece. Love your podcast. Love wins. Thank you so much for listening. And I really appreciate you weighing in. I could not agree more. Absolutely. And listening all the way from Greece. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Oh, nice. Okay, here we go. Hi, beautiful day 3087. Oh, nice profile picture. She says, Meghan Sussex looked simply stunning. Now, my first impression when I saw this, I actually saw this as I was scrolling and I was like, I don't remember that picture. That must be AI. Like, I was scrolling so fast and I just saw that. I thought somebody had just made an AI picture of her. But when I went back, I kept seeing it. I was like, wait a minute. Not only did Meghan step out, but she stepped out. She gave me a whole glamour moment. I absolutely loved it. Everything about this look was so nice. You know what? Something about, I keep calling it pink because it is a hue of pink, or a pink hue, but something about nice black and pink. It's just classic. So classic. And I love this on her skin tone. This looked really good on her all the way around. Hi, Claudia Sims. Claudia Sims says, I am just realizing that it has sleeves. It took me a minute. When I first saw the look, I thought it was just a really nice dramatic shawl. And then when I was going through the looks, I was like, wait a minute. Genius, absolute genius. And I was actually trying to see if she was wearing bracelets or something on her hands. And that's what caught my eye about the actual cuff of the sleeve. That was genius. I love convenience. I like when fashion makes sense, because being dolled up, I'm sure I don't have to tell y'all, being all dolled up is nice in the first like 30 minutes. And then after that, you start to realize, you start to make that little list in your head of like, okay, next time I do this, I'm gonna go with a 4-inch heel instead of a 6-inch heel. Got it. Okay. And then next time I'm definitely gonna wear a dress heel. Next time I'm gonna do knee length, not mini. Like after about 30 minutes, I start realizing all my preferences, they start screaming at me. Something else I love about Meghan wearing the chignon, it's classic, it's beautiful, it's timeless. It's also extremely convenient. You're really not having to worry about any kind of hair issues if it gets humid. And this event, this gala, was indoor outdoor. They had some aspects of it outdoor. So I would anticipate having a chignon is the best preparation to have, or the best hairstyle to have in preparation for that, because you don't have to worry about the temperature. You don't have to worry about edges snapping back. You don't have to worry about getting a little warm, getting a little cold, none of that. And also for me, I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, after a while, when I have my hair down or like in a nice fancy do, after a while, it starts to get on my nerves. Like it'll get stuck in my lip gloss. The wind will blow it over. It'll be on my shoulder for too long and I can feel it. Like, especially now that I'm no longer doing a top knot and I'm taking a break from a top bun. Everything my hair does gets on my nerves. I've been trying out so many different styles to see what I can tolerate, but it is getting on my nerves. I miss the buns so bad. Hi, Gwendolyn Daniel. Gwendolyn Daniel says, Meghan looked absolutely beautiful. Everything was perfect. Absolutely. I loved it. I'm just looking at it now. I may be mistaken, or I may have missed it. Do y'all know what the shawl was made of? Is that velvet? Let me know. Is that velvet? Let's see. Okay, I'm pulling out y'all's comments. Hi, Amy D. Amy D says her shoes are always fat. Meghan is a shoe girl. She's always going to pull out a nice shoe, and she's good at doing classic shoes, but not being like repetitive or boring. That's a nice, intricate little combination of doing classic looks, doing traditional looks, giving you something that's a little bit classic, really on theme, but still very true to her style without it getting boring. She just knows how to keep it fresh, keep it fun, but keep it current while still looking like a classic lady. I absolutely love it. You know, what's so interesting is I spent the weekend watching Diane Carroll movies. She's one of my favorite actresses and celebrities of all time. I love her. But I was watching Diane Carroll movies and I was talking to my husband about how much Diane Carroll inspired my like style and just my way, because I've been watching her movies and her show Julia since I was a kid. And she is just one in Dynasty. And she's just one of those people that's super, super just elegant, no matter what she is doing, no matter what she is saying, she is just so dang elegant. And I was talking about that and I was like, there are some people today that I'm a fan of that have that like je ne sais quoi, just have that quality of just like elegance and everything is just so. And Meghan is obviously one of those people that I was talking about. I was like, she gets it. She's just plugged in. It's just always elegant and just a lady about everything. And I absolutely love that aspect. And then I saw this dress and I was like, I love when people prove me right. I absolutely love it. Hi, Gwendolyn Daniel. Gwendolyn Daniel says, love her shoes, but no way I can walk in them. You know what? You say that, but if you found the right height for you, you probably could. Now, when I was maybe 22, 23, I used to love a good 6-inch heel because I'm short. And I had mastered how to walk in a 6-inch heel. And so I would feel tall. I feel like a freaking Glamazon. If I put on a 6-inch heel now, I would be falling flat on my face. Cute, but I would be down. But if you can see the look as I'm on the ground, then great. But I'm not going to be walking for long. So if I'm going somewhere where I know I'm going to be sitting a lot and I'm only going to have the walk in and the walk out, I might pull out a nice high heel. But I'm more of a 4-inch person now. Sometimes I'll do a nice 6-inch if I know I'm going to be sitting, but whew, I don't have it like I used to. High moving in silence, velvet. Thank you so much. Oh God, look how it captures the light. That is so beautiful. That was also Harbison Studio, the creator or the designer behind it is like this very, very intelligent person in the what is it, textiles and like Chinese textiles and architecture. So not only does he understand like fabrics and design and shapes and all of that, but just all of those moving parts, creativity and science, and they all come together for him to be a designer. That's how these kinds of creations are made. Just all these expertise. I love it. Hi, SB Scribes. SB Scribes says, it's nice to listen to positivity about Meghan M. Well, stay. Welcome. That is what we do here. We do not do the negativity about Meghan. Absolutely not. There's not to try to influence anybody, but there's just nothing to say negative about her. Even for people who may not be a fan, I guess, whatever, who's not a supporter, there's still nothing negative to say about her. So I don't understand those channels. I don't get on with those channels. I used to go argue with them and tussle in the internet streets, but I don't have the time anymore. But you know, to each their own. But a lot of those people, they hate just to hate. They would hate anything in front of them. And something that I have talked about outside of the obvious reasons that people choose and make the very conscious choice to actively dislike Meghan, aside from the very obvious reasons, a lot of those people don't trust the good in the world. They haven't been taught or they haven't been exposed to, or they are not a proponent of the good in the world. And so when they see someone who almost seems too good to be true, like someone who doesn't have ulterior motives or someone who's positive, or someone who's just out here being authentic and just trying to live their best life, they don't trust it. You have to give them a scandal for them to put you on their scale or put them to rate you so they can know where you're coming from. They don't trust you as you are until they know some kind of dirt on you. The problem is with that system is when there's no dirt to have, they mistrust anything. And I feel like a person who, it's okay to be skeptical of things until proven one way or the other. But I feel like people who just operate from a place of distrust have either been very traumatized or they are not trustworthy themselves, or both. Because I have discernment. And so when I see celebrities living their best lives, I don't immediately say, I don't like it. Something ain't right. But there are some people who do that. And you know what? More power to them. But, you know, hating someone, especially someone you don't know, is truly like drinking poison. It's resentment. You're drinking poison and waiting for them to be affected by it. They're not going to be affected by it while they're harboring in that hate. So I'm glad you're here, SB Scribes. I hope you stick around. Yes, velvet. Thank you so much, Gwendolyn Daniel. Velvet. It looks velvet, but I wasn't sure, and I certainly didn't want to pass misinformation, but that is so beautiful. And the way it catches the light is just perfect. I wonder what it weighs. I wonder how heavy it was on her. The way that it's positioned. Oh, Meghan's been hitting the gym. Look at Meghan's shoulders and her arms. Wow. Okay, Meghan. But anyway, the way it's positioned, she probably had no problem holding it up, but that is a lot of fabric. I hope she got a chance to sit down and take a beat. Yes, she's always clean with her looks, casual and gala event ready. Yes, transitions from just casual and cool to completely done up like it's nobody's business. And the best part about, especially her makeup, is Meghan's makeup, she does glam. Sometimes she goes makeup free, what have you, or she'll do barely their makeup. But it always looks like her. She doesn't transform or become someone new. She highlights what's already there. I love that it's kind of like a back to basics. It works perfectly for her. And that's not to shade anybody who does big makeup looks. I think that's great too. But I like this style. I like this elegance. And I think it's really great and it works really well for her. I'm so sorry if I do not get this right. A T. Esther Higgins. I think that's how that's pronounced. Hi, T. Esther Higgins. It's good to see you. She says, what a marvelous event. I have learned so much. As ever, Meghan is stunningly beautiful. Meghan has a wonderful eye for fashion and design. Don't think I didn't notice what you did there, as ever. I love it. Yes, she absolutely does. She is a very, what's the word? She's very much involved in the creation of her looks. And you can tell because they're consistent and they always look like her. So she collaborates with people to put these looks together. She doesn't just hire a team and they do her up like a doll. She knows what she wants, and she's very intentional about that. One of my favorite things that people ask her in interviews is about how she creates her looks and what does she like, how does she pick her looks, and what is the conscious messaging behind her looks and the style choices that she makes, as well as the brands that she works with. And I like hearing her deep dive into that. It's important to be way more conscious. And something that I've spoken about a lot is her messaging, like her personal messaging, what she's saying with her looks, but also the fact that she's consciously choosing eco-friendly and sustainable brands and designers. That takes a lot of work, but it has a big payoff. Imagine if everybody did that. Everybody was operating with that level of consciousness. Our planet would be so much healthier, and we would have so much more to go around. So I really appreciate that she's so conscious with her design choices. But also, this is the first I've heard of Harbison Studio. I'm probably so late and behind the curve, especially with him having like dealings here in Dallas, and I haven't heard of him. That's surprising. But now I'm going to keep an eye out for his work. I love this look, and I loved everything about the way he talked about designing this with Meghan. Thank you so much, T. Esther Higgins. I appreciate the super sticker. Thank you for the support. Hi, SB Scribes. My stomach tightens when I have to read the comments about her when scrolling through the reels. It is. Thanks for my moderators. They are so good. But that first like hour before they've logged in and done anything, and I've caught a glimpse of some of those. I try to have my comments as strict as possible and for only members and subscribers who've been here for a week. But you just never know. It's the internet. Sometimes people get through, and the comments here used to be really shady. We would be fighting with people all in the live stream or in the early days before I got moderators. We were kicking people out and handling business. But some people can just be so ugly. People are very ugly. I saw something on Threads. I don't know if y'all have a Threads account, but I saw someone on Threads. He held up a passport and he said, I just got my first passport. Where should I go? And the comments were so mean. And this man, I went and looked at his profile. I looked him up because I thought maybe they knew something I didn't. And so I went and looked up his profile, and the man was just a normal man. And he had all these, like, he was an advocate. He was a human rights advocate. He was a civil rights advocate. Like, he seemed like an all-around really great guy. And people were saying things like, take it and go to hell. And I was like, oh my God, like, it's a lot of sad and lonely people out here. Anybody who looks too happy, they're coming for you. They're coming. You just have to block them and move on with your life. Hi, Frugally Fine Vixen. Frugally Fine Vixen says, that's why I delete all the negative comments from my vids. I care more about a positive space and not about engagement. I love spaces like this to talk about Meghan. 100%. You have a channel? Thank you. Oh, hold on now. I'm going to come to your channel next when I finish with our live stream. Thank you for letting me know. If anybody else has a channel, let me know so I can come and follow y'all as well and join y'all's live streams and comments. But yes, I completely agree. I won't say their name because I believe they've moved in a different direction. But early in my YouTube days, someone reached out to me and was like, hey, you can grow your channel 3 times as fast. And one of the suggestions in their email was to allow the negative comments to fester. And they were like, you're filtering out way too many comments. You have to stop filtering out comments, and you need to ask a question that could give you a yay or nay answer, because people want somewhere to what did he say, divest or to divulge their negative feelings about Harry and Meghan, not just positive ones. And I read that and I was like, certainly I'm misreading this. Like, maybe this is the translation error. So I messaged him and was like, can we get on a phone call? And we get on the phone call, and he's got this whole presentation and was like, listen, you can do so much more with your channel if you let the negative comments fester. It doesn't matter whether they like Harry and Meghan or not, as long as they're investing their energy into your channel, it'll help it grow. It'll help it, because the engagement is what pushes it. And so he shared, that he consulted us elsewhere, and the growth margins and all this stuff. And I mean, the growth rate and all this stuff. And I was kind of taken aback, because it was one of those, for me, it felt like a big moment in the grand scheme of things. I'm sure it's not a big moment to most people, but to me, it felt like a moment of questioning my integrity. And I said, these are the moments where people sell their soul little by little by little. It looks like this. It doesn't look like going to a ritual and handing over your soul like Ariel and Ursula, but it's these little moments like this where you have to decide, is my value system more important than the growth of my channel? And I'm like, this is YouTube. While I want my YouTube to be successful and I want it to be wonderful and I want to be able to, foster something great here, fostering something great here that I feel good about, that has a purpose, is more important than the growth. And I even kind of pushed back. I was like, I'm not trying to insult you, but I know this is your line of work, but I was like, I can't do that. That to me sounds like selling my soul. What would be the purpose of me having a channel if I'm trying to create friction? And he said, no, don't create it. Just ask a question that could garner negative or positive responses, and then let them duke it out in the comments. And I said, okay, well, I really appreciate your feedback. Let me think about it, and I'll call you back. And I blocked him on everything. I sent him a nice email and saying, hey, I don't think our work styles are the same, and I don't think our purpose is the same. I appreciate your pitch, but I'm going to go with someone else. And then I never even picked back up the conversation. I was just like, I'll just do my channel how I want to do it. And if it grows, it grows. And look what happened, it did. But he was so adamant about asking these biting questions. He was like, I like that you do segments, but at the end of each segment, you should ask, should Meghan have worn this dress? Or should Harry get a haircut? And he was saying these things, and I'm sitting there like, why would I ask that? Who cares? Like, that's not my place to ask. Like, it just felt so weird. I was like, no. The purpose of my channel is open and honest dialogue, calling out the bad things in the world related to this couple and highlighting the good things related to this couple, and having open, honest, constructive, unbiased conversation, but not to harbor hate. That would be ridiculous. Why would there need to be another source of hate in this world? Good God, it's everywhere. He seemed like I had two heads on that Zoom. He was looking at me like, well, the purpose of if the growth is channel. That's when I reached out to you. I told you I grow channels. This is what I do. And he was looking at me like, "What? Are you well?" Like, I was like, "Shoot, am I well? Because what am I missing here? You sound crazy, sir." But we got off that call on positive terms, and I said, "No, this isn't what I'm looking for." But you've triggered a memory that was years ago. But Frugally Fine Vixen, I appreciate you pointing that out. I'm trying to leave your comment up long enough so that after the live stream, feel free, if you have a channel, for people to come over and like and subscribe, etc. And I'll be one of them. But I appreciate that you handle your channel and your content with integrity, and I hope that everyone does. It's just why foster hate? Talk about, if you don't like something or someone, go talk about something else then. But why create a space for hate? I just don't think that's ever necessary. There are plenty of things in this world I hate. I don't seek them out. I don't need a safe space to divulge my hatred for things. We need a safe space to be able to enjoy things without the rest of the world getting involved. Mina Ruth, people are just crazy. If I had a nickel for how many times I say that a week on Threads, and I look at it and I'm just like, now, certainly that didn't require all that hostility, did it? Did it really require all of that? My goodness. Anyway, IG and TikTok, I haven't moved vids here yet. Oh, okay. So I'll come find, well, I'm not on TikTok anymore, but I will come find you on Instagram. But thank you for letting me know. I heard that advice too. Absolutely not. I block and delete. Same. And people will literally set up shop and just stick around and say, hey, we're going to go back and forth. Like, that's what they do. I remember somebody reached out to me once in a comment and was like, you and I are always going back and forth. I think I got your number today, or I think I pulled your card today, or something like that. And I'm like, this person thinks that we have like a battle and I don't even know who they are. Like, in their mind, I guess I had responded to something they said at some point, but in their mind, we had an ongoing back and forth and I didn't even know who they were. That's why I said you just have to be careful out here, because people will make something out of nothing and you won't even know what kind of existence they're living in. Again, another reason why I pray over Harry and Meghan, because people will literally create something out of nothing. I listened to most, if not all, of Meghan's Spotify podcast. She did a great job. She did. I love that. I like both her podcasts. I recapped them all. If you haven't checked those out, feel free to check them out. But they had so many valuable takeaways. Oh, I can't wait till at least one of them comes back. He was about the money and no integrity. Yep. That's pretty much how they all are. Well, that is all I have for y'all today. I hope you enjoyed today's live stream. I had a really good time talking about Meghan's amazing dress, the meaning behind it, the designer, the event. If I left anything out, let me know in the comment section below, because once the live stream is over, the live chat will be closed. But let me know in the comment section below if I left anything out about this look. I'm pretty sure I did. So feel free to let me know in the comments. Anyway, thank y'all so much for being here. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. For those of you who've been going over to Chats and Chill, my other channel where I recap movies and TV shows, thank you. I've had Chats and Chill for 2 years now, and it's moving, it's doing its thing. But I just did a video about the game, and you guys blew that one up. I think I'm almost at, what, 33.5 views? 3.5 thousand views. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate that. But anyway, feel free to check that out. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you haven't, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.